big space. They got big windows. I mean, like every other brewery in the world. These
They
days,
got
it looks the same.
windows.
Garage
They got
doors,
big beers.
outdoor food trucks. You know,
They've got oxygen you can breathe.
Yeah,
It's
wood
the greatest
walls.
thing
They have
ever.
big mugs. They have a bathroom.
And there's a guy that gives you beer. It's
Yeah.
the greatest thing ever.
This week we're drinking more Oktoberfest beers and joined by Joe Basilone of Perkolator. This is episode 91 of The Malting Hour.
What's the haps on the hops? Got yeast, that's bees. This the Molten Hour where we talk about our drink and tell you what we think every other week. And if we get drunk, well, we might slur our speech. Got the gift of gab, the friends you wish you had. Join us for a drink, join us for a laugh. Time is never wasted, where you getting wasted. The Molten Hour here, people take your places. People take your places. People take your home.
Welcome to the Malting Hour. I am one of your hosts, Tony Golick, joined always with,
Brandon Winninger.
and to my left,
Danny.
Clark thought he was going to go before him, and in the back,
Clark.
and our guest this week is
Joe Basilone.
Joe. And I'll do like what I did for Old Overy. Where would people know you from?
They might know me from behind the counter at Perkolator.
Yes, and what is Perkolator?
Perkolator's Irving Austin's favorite coffee house.
He's right.
It's the only coffee house there, but it's also the favorite.
Also favorite, yeah.
Favorite coffee house in
down.
Portage Park. We are a full-service cafe and a coffee roastery in Portage Park, Chicago.
And you would think we brought you on for coffee beers, but we brought you on for Oktoberfest Part 2! Because we offered it up to you. Thanks, man, for joining us finally.
Oh, man, it's absolutely my pleasure, guys. Thanks for having me.
A quick question. You and I talked about this a while ago. Did you ever homebrew? Or did you? I know you made hard ciders, right?
Coffee
I did.
or beer.
Shut up, Dan. I am talking to the guest.
I made one hard cider. I also made a dandelion wine. I always aspired to do that kind of thing, but like many hobbies, I just never fully got it off the ground. But
Okay.
yeah, a couple times.
Yeah, I remember us briefly talking about that early on in our Facebook chats
Yes.
every now and then. All right, well, that's good. I would like to try dandelion wine. How did that turn out?
It was actually really, really good, and a surprising use of all my neighbor's weeds. You know, I mean, lemons, lemonade. It was awesome. So.
I do want to try that. My wife wants to she loves dandelion. She thinks they look great. Like it's a weed only because we've classified it as a weed, and like why do we fucking care? It looks like a little flower. That's what it is. It's a little flower. It's fine. You know what I mean?
It's beautiful. The bees love it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Good for pollination.
I
really
swear,
good.
I want to get rid of grass and just leave
I
that.
swear I saw a thing where people were deep frying dandelions.
Yeah,
And,
people
like,
eat dandelion greens.
Yeah, and like eating them.
That checks
So
out.
like, yeah, it's
like
a thing.
arugula.
It does exist.
Clark, would you eat a deep fried dandelion?
Yes, I would.
All right, thanks for checking in with us. We'll come back to you a little bit later.
I was just going to say, I think that afterthought. Somebody brews a dandelion beer. Might be Scratch, too. I can't
We
remember.
might have to have Clark look that up.
Once the internet comes back on, I'll be right on it,
Fantastic. Hey, so we're doing our second Oktoberfest episode because, an hour and almost 40 minutes of it last time wasn't enough. But there were some that we wanted to try, and we figured it was so much fun doing last time. We'll do another one. So, Joe, we brought you on for that. Brandon, you're about to sit down, but can I have... Okay.
No,
Sorry, it looked like you're about to
I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. We should probably grab... We don't even have a beer.
Yeah,
We should probably
I got
grab
it.
the first beer. All right, cool. And it's the awkward silence. See, what is it? Oh, it's a dandelion saison. That sounds pretty good. I'm gonna try that.
Someone told me it tastes like sunshine in a glass.
I can see that.
There's a... Gregory Allen Icecloth is a singer, and he has a song called Dandelion Wine. Drink your wine.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh, they even have a recipe on here. Wow.
I made my phone by
After
accident.
that,
Yeah.
Well, someone invites me to watch their.
there's actually a dandelion ginger tonic from
You could drink
Scratch
that.
also.
Also sounds good.
They use 3/4 pounds of dandelion flowers.
What else? Anything else? Is that it? Just
Centennial, Cascade hops, Pilsner malt, wheat malt, Munich malt. Pretty basic.
sounds good. We should give it a try.
4.9 ABV. Got my game show host voice tonight.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Malting Hour. I'll tell you what you're drinking.
I've never been.
This is exciting.
It's brewery.
Where's your?
Now, where's your little taster,
where's
Clark?
that?
Where's your COVID taster? Brandon's just going to shotgun that one. Baby.
Ooh, I've been here before.
Hold on.
Have you?
Save it.
A couple of years ago.
Kingsport.
when I was there. I won't give it away yet.
Fucking sips over here. This guy's gonna fucking
All right, so we're starting off with
fuck.
So this is Land Grant Brewing. Their Lawn Raker Oktoberfest. 6% by volume. How does it taste? It says malty, easy drinking, and toasty.
Okay.
The hops that they use are Peril, Magnum, and Hallertau Mittelfrüh. The malts are Pilsner, Dark Munich, Melanoiden, and Caramel Vienna.
Interesting.
Second to last one I not heard before.
You did great.
Where are they from?
Columbus, Ohio. I believe.
And you brought these back from Ohio, correct?
I did.
So right off the bat,
After I had some chili.
oh yeah, I have to eat that Skyline chili still. I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with it. Right off the bat, the aroma reminded me of the Midwest Coast Oktoberfest.
A little bit.
Yeah. Which I don't know what that smell is, what that aroma is. I don't know if it's the hop or what, but there it's. I don't necessarily care for that aroma for an Oktoberfest beer.
Yeah, and Joe, just so you know, we're not here to praise all the beers. So if you don't like it, be honest.
But if you do like it, by all means, you know, we don't set out to shit on beers, but
I mean, this isn't a shorts episode. So.
okay, sorry, Shorts. We'll
give
get
you
some
another
freshies
chance.
from you. Yeah, we just try them all out, and we're very honest about it. What do you think about this beer so far, Joe?
So, little secret here. This is my first confession, not a secret.
boy, here it
confession. This is my first Oktoberfest of the season.
Hey, all right.
So, yeah, hey, prost.
Prost.
So I have nothing to compare it to this year, but right off the bat, super drinkable.
Yeah.
Nice, light. Like, I don't know why I tend to stray away from Oktoberfest because I think I want to think that they're just a little too heavy for me, and I'm like, it's still September. I told you guys I'm a very seasonal drinker, which is funny because Guinness is my go-to beer, right? I'll have a Guinness on a hot July day, but
it's a perfect summer beer.
It's a perfect summer beer. It's perfect anytime beer, but otherwise I want something light, crisper. I go the sour direction in the summer, and it takes me a while to kind of age into fall, right?
Sure.
So usually by the time I'm ready for a beer like this, I've missed it.
Oh yeah.
So, but no, right off the bat, I find it really, really nice. It's got some good caramel notes in there, and nice little subtle smokiness.
All right.
Yeah. Toastiness maybe.
Yeah,
Toastiness,
I did caramel and toastiness. I get that. I don't know if there's a hop in there that's kind of messing with me a little bit.
Yeah, I feel like this is a little more bitter than most Oktoberfest that I have, and it's got a grassy bitterness that I'm getting, which I guess I'm not complaining about it. It's just different, which I don't mind.
I think it's for me, it's a bitterness in the middle, but then at the aftertaste is that grapefruit
Yes,
rind.
yeah, you're right. Yeah.
There's also a yeastiness that I remember from the Midwest Coast that is trying homebrew out of a bucket, and it's that little bit of by bucket I mean fermenter, just homebrew sitting in a bucket in the bathtub.
Bucket.
Yeah, and we know
Dip your glass in there.
Mm-hmm.
Take a swing.
but there is that I don't know. There's a yeasty quality to this that is in the back for me. That could just be me.
Yeah, I can't say that I'm necessarily getting that, but I'm not saying that it's not there. But I do agree that there's the malt character is coming through the most for me. And then there's a tinge of bitterness, but kind of like Clark said, it's not something that you would normally expect in an Oktoberfest beer, but I'm not mad at it. I do enjoy it. So.
Yeah, I don't dislike it. The aroma was kind of off-putting for me. I don't know what it is about it that I don't really care for it. It doesn't smell like an Oktoberfest beer to me.
Sounds like you're the odd man out.
That's okay. That's okay. I'm fucking the first person people hear.
Maybe you got to rinse your glass. I don't know.
Ooh, I did with water, and then I drank it.
Good job.
Thank you. Brandon, if you had to rate this on the scale of, we'll go pretzels again, out of We'll do 4 pretzels. No, we'll go to 5 pretzels.
Yeah,
It's gotta be fun.
You can't change. You can't change the scale on
The
part
math
2.
I'd have to do. I would be.
Oh, I'm sorry. Is math hard for you? Okay. Yeah. Sorry. 5. It makes more sense.
4.3.
Brandon, out of 5 pretzels, how many pretzels are you giving this beer?
3.25.
3.25 pretzels. Nice.
Close to 3.5.
Oh.
But yeah.
Okay. Dan, that's you, right? Dan, what? How many pretzels are you giving this one?
I'm gonna go with 3.5.
3.5. Joe, shut up, Dan. Joe, what? How many pretzels would you give this? It's a sliding. You don't have to do. You can do like 0.3, point whatever. Go anywhere you want on this.
I was thinking like 4 at first, but now I feel like that's way too generous.
Do
and
not.
I'm just
Don't change it based on us.
okay. All right, but it doesn't leave me much room to grow here, right? So I'm gonna have to I'm gonna give out the 4, but then it's gonna be like 4.1,
Yeah,
4.15,
Totally fine.
4.13792.
But it's also your first of the season, so that's fine.
is my
You
first
always
of the
want to
season.
bump up the first.
Yeah,
It's
true.
And you can bump this one down later.
Later on, yeah.
fair enough.
worry about
I like that, Dan. Thank you.
Please don't ever thank Dan on the show. How many pretzels would you give it, Joe?
He said
We're going 4.
4. Okay,
Yeah.
I was confirming that because he said he wasn't. You know what? I don't really
Wait,
like everybody's
pressure.
fucking attitude.
How many times do we have to confirm points on
All right,
this?
let's
Are,
talk.
are these pretzel sticks? Are they like super
No, they're
pretzels?
soft. They're like the soft, yeah,
pretzels.
soft pretzels.
Oh,
Yeah.
damn! That's pretty. That's
mean,
real generous.
I mean, that's a real pretzel. I'm talking a real soft
It's like
pretzel.
salted, like a little mustard on the side.
Any way you
or
want
like,
it.
Okay, all right. I'll stick with 4.
All right, perfect.
good.
We don't care what Clark thinks.
And Clark, what do you think about the beer? It's me, Tony.
Oh, 3.4, Tony.
Perfect. I'm going with 3 on this one. 3 pretzels with a side of a little bit of stone ground mustard.
Brandon, did you stop here? Did you go into this place
No.
or did you get it from a store? So I do want to give a little shout out. It's a really cool place. I went there for work a few years ago to the brewery. I didn't work there, but stopped there for about an hour. Really cool brewery. So if you're in Columbus, head on by.
What makes it a cool brewery?
Just a nice big space. They got big windows. I mean, like every other brewery in the world. These
They
days,
got
it looks the same.
windows.
Garage
They got
doors,
big beers.
outdoor food trucks. You know,
They've got
They got it all.
oxygen you can breathe.
Yeah,
It's the
wood
greatest
walls.
thing
They have
ever.
big mugs. They have a bathroom.
And there's a guy that gives you beer. It's
Yeah.
the greatest thing ever. Sounds like every brewery ever, Clark. Thanks.
We don't have to look it up. I'm curious about the name Land Grant to see if it's like.
I remember.
You don't have to like.
No, don't. Dan, let Clark do what we pay him for, which is
Nothing because we don't pay
we don't
them.
actually pay him. Maybe that was harsh. Maybe 3 was harsh. I don't know, but I liked it, but I didn't love it.
We've got a gamut, so we're gonna run it.
We're running a way.
Do that one next.
I'm
since it's
tightening it up from here on out.
That's
I just
Are we
gave
doing-
that 4
doing this
away.
one?
but-
Yeah,
all right.
it's out. So
I was taking it home, but I guess we're drinking this next.
So their alma mater, the owners, the co-founders.
do we have another one?
Yeah, everybody. You guys all got. He gave you guys one.
Oh, but which one is the one to drink?
The one they're all cold.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, drink that one. I can give you another one.
That's okay.
Oh, that's right. He had the 12-pack
Yeah.
or whatever that they sent him.
All right. So Dan, you brought this because it was given to you.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to open up another one probably because
Yep.
Thank you.
Dan.
I gotta pull up my extensive notes here. I should know this because I just looked at this
I
thing.
hate I have to go back and like actually edit this episode.
All
Cutting
right.
out all the mean things you guys said about me.
What about that time you almost let yourself get peer pressured?
Oh, look, Two Brothers Glass. Oh, what's up?
Oh man.
Oh man, now we're talking.
So this is the Two Brothers Brewing Adam Smasher, which is their Oktoberfest that is oak aged. And the name Adam Smasher comes from their neighbor, which I'm blanking on what their name is right now, but it is an atomic laboratory.
Oh,
And that's
Not some
where
guy
they got the
named
name
Adam.
from. Yeah. Let's see. So I'll just read the little descriptor they give you. With a little tip of the hat to our scientific pioneering neighbors, we created the innovative Adam Smasher limited run artisan beer, a heft full-bodied lager reminiscent of Marzen beers from days gone by. However, this beer is aged in our oak foeders to add a complexity unmatched by the imported version of Oktoberfest beers today. Just add Lederhosen. And 7.7%. How much was that other one?
Shit.
6.
6.
Jeez, this is on the higher end.
Yeah.
This is the high ABV episode.
They seem to be neighbors with an auto parts store.
Yes, the old scientific auto part. Wait, which location?
They have 2
are you looking at?
locations.
Yeah.
That could be the other location then.
No, 'cause there's one in Warrenville and one in...
I'm looking at the Warrenville one.
The route.
Naperville.
Naperville.
Yeah. Naperville's probably the one, because that's in like a little... Have you guys ever been to the Naperville?
Yeah, it's
location?
literally it's an old train depot.
Yeah, it's actually really cool. And they got a little homebrew shop in it.
It's called the Two Brothers Roundhouse and it also used to be the Walter Payton Roundhouse.
Well, no, the Roundhouse is in Warrenville.
No, that's in Naperville.
Is it?
Yep. The Warrenville is the original location, and they turned this old train depot. Somebody did before they got there, but they took it over. It's kind of cool. There's literally bars like kind of all around the entire like building. Like you can go to different bars, different spots in there, and then they have this whole like communal area outside that you can go and drink beers. They have live bands and stuff like that. It's a pretty neat spot.
That's the one I haven't been to.
Yeah.
I've been to the other location, which is like like a giant warehouse where they're like a huge brewery and built into it.
Yeah, like that was one of the spots we looked at for our wedding reception.
Oh, that would have been cool.
Yeah.
Instead, I pinched my sciatic nerve at a hotel. Thank you. Let's move on to this. What are you guys thinking about this beer? Joe, we're going to throw it to you first since this is your second Oktoberfest beer of the season.
Really delicate aroma on this one. I think you're going to be happier with this one
Much
than you were with
happier.
the last one,
Yes.
right?
That smells very nice.
I took one sip and just got blown away by the sweetness as well. Like super sweet, but not not in an off-putting way.
Yeah.
Just a really nice, gentle touch of the tongue for that first sip. So,
I like that.
yeah.
Gentle touch of the tongue. That's a new tagline for our...
This is the erotic episode.
Okay. He's not wrong. Clark, all the way in the back. What are you thinking about
I
this
agree
one?
with that sweetness. It's totally different than the last one from Land Grant. There's caramely in there too.
You think,
Yeah.
You think the sweetness has to do anything with Walter Payton and being Walter
It
Payton?
does. It's lends its name to him, the former owner or name star
the
of
namesake,
the location,
Yeah.
as one would say.
Absolutely. Brandon, what do you think about this, man?
I agree. It's sweeter. I think this is probably the sweetest Oktoberfest that I've had.
It really is.
No, it's
It's a hefty sweet too. I mean, it's
Yeah.
not just there's some sweetness in there. It's just said hits you in the face.
It's not like sugary syrupy either. It's just like it's a malty sweetness. Daniel,
Yeah. I think that.
it's like you were waiting. Say my name, please.
Well, no, you were like the maltiness, and I was like thinking the Maltese. But anyways,
Are you gonna put this on your Maltese list?
No.
Oh, okay.
This beer is I feel like the mouthfeel of it is like way thicker, more syrupy than most other Oktoberfest that I've had. I was just gonna ask you guys what you think the oak fooders do to it.
That's what I was gonna get to. I feel like that lends. That was kind of one of the first things after the sweetness that I got. There's like that little bit of woodiness.
Yeah.
And there's a smokiness to this as well.
A little bit,
I'm getting.
Well, and
from
couldn't the oak be giving off some of that sweetness in a few ways?
Sure.
right?
I would
mean,
imagine.
isn't
I
that
have to
often-
believe so.
Like a vanilla
Yeah.
note
Right.
type thing.
Yeah, maybe it's like amping the sweetness that's already in there. Like, vanilla is a good amplifier of sweetness in other flavors.
Yeah.
So
This one is just much more of like a sipper Oktoberfest
Yes.
than the other ones you could like. Other ones are much more drinkable. This one's maybe more complex, but it would be harder to drink a lot of it.
Yeah, I mean, for me, the first one would have that went down fairly easy.
Yeah.
This one, I'm sipping on a little bit more, and I don't know if I'd go back for a second one. Like if I was having these,
Yeah.
I'd probably switch it up just because of it's like I'm getting that stickiness on my lips that I'm like, an Oktoberfest, really?
you look at the glass.
Yeah, once you get to that second can or pour or bottle, whatever you have, I think you'd start the first few sips of the second pour would start to get really too much.
Yeah, you're looking for someone to split it with.
Yeah,
at that
for
point,
sure.
Right?
And that's why we share beer.
Could you imagine
most
if
of the time?
you're going to get a boot pour of this?
Oh, woohoo!
As soon as Dan said it, or out of a boot, and I was like, "Whoa, that's rough." Yeah, I feel like this isn't like
my night would be done.
absolutely. I feel like this isn't end of the night. Like if you're at like if you're hanging out and you want to end the night on not like a super high note of alcohol or whatever, but something that's a little sweeter and nice way to end the night. This would be one. I feel like it's a good beer to sit around a campfire in a crisp fall evening and enjoy it and sip on it.
I do want to also add, I'm like getting a little bit of like bitterness in the middle, but not in the same way that we did in the last one. It's more probably in like a German hop bitterness. It's not like a grapefruit piney bitterness, But it's like that does break up the sweetness a little bit for me. But
Yeah, you're right. I don't think I realized that until you, or noticed it as much until you said that.
I was going to say I was looking for more smokiness, and you had mentioned a little smokiness earlier, just because in the description they had said it's the Marzen style, which is traditionally a smoked beer, right?
No,
Marzen's just like a...
That's why I'm the coffee guy.
No, it's all right. No, Marzen's just an Oktoberfest. Like,
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like
What's
a
a
darker-
Rausch beer? Is this
The
one?
Rausch beer, that's what I was thinking of. Yeah,
No.
that's what I was looking
That's
for.
what we bring you on for the coffee stuff. Don't worry.
Yeah,
We're gonna
exactly.
get to, I got coffee questions coming up. So.
right.
But yeah, they're
I'm going to bomb those too, by the way.
How do you coffee?
Actually, I just had a delivery from you guys today, so thank you very much. The Portage Bark Blend is delicious.
Absolutely. I was going to say, it's
favorite.
kind of a pleasure sitting in a room full of subscribers. So thank you for that, you guys.
That's the reason why I brought you on.
My subscription got canceled because our credit card got hacked, or somebody stole our credit card at the Lincoln Square Farmers Market.
Clark, he's on to us.
And we got a bunch of charges, so we canceled the card. And then I got an email from Perkolator, like, "Hey, your card was declined." And I was like, "All right, the new card's coming." And it didn't come. And then I went in to go change the card number, and it was
too
canceled.
late.
So
We have to fix that.
right,
Melissa actually won't tell me anymore, like when people stop, like because it deeply hurts my soul. She's like, it's just business. Like you got to understand, like it worked for them for a little while, it doesn't work for them for whatever reason. Maybe it's a canceled credit card. Meanwhile, I'd be like, that son of a bitch.
I would feel the same way. Like, why don't they want my product anymore?
Right?
Oh no!
What
Like,
are they doing?
I'm fully prepared to re-up. Like I still got a thing of cold brew I got to make. I get the grounds that are your beans that are ground, and then I use my toddy to make cold brew.
Yeah,
Which one of these days I want to throw it on tap.
Ooh, yeah, that'd be really good. I like that. All right, so we'll come back. We're going to come back to some coffee and renewing Brandon's subscription before the night's over.
I'll take care of that now.
Clark, how many pretzels?
3.7.
3.7 for Clark. Any mustard? Any cheese or anything?
No, just regular old pretzel.
Like soft pretzel still, right?
But it's a very hefty pretzel.
Yeah, okay,
you know,
so like a big pretzel.
Yeah.
Okay.
Doughy, if you will.
One of those.
Gotcha. Dan, how many pretzels?
3.25 on this one.
Okay, fair enough. Joe, how many pretzels you giving this one?
375. I really like it. I couldn't drink it all day,
No.
but I would definitely enjoy one in the evening.
I like
For
that.
sure,
I like that. Brandon?
I'm going 375 as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 375 as well. It's in my wheelhouse of I like sweeter things. That's why I like Brandon the most out of you
And it's-
Dan and Clark. He's sweeter.
It's because I
to me.
give you jerky all the time.
Damn right.
It's a
That
different.
could have went a whole other way.
It's because I give you my meat all the time.
There's the intro.
It's a different take on an Oktoberfest. I think just because the higher ABV and the sweetness, and it just makes it. It's good for like a one-off.
Yeah.
Yeah. My 3.25 is I'm not as much into sweetness. I'm more into like.
That's right, Dan. They're not sending you any beer anymore.
Yeah, and we get it. You're a Tampa Bay fan. Or Packers fan. Sorry, you hate Walter Payton and nothing.
Packers fan from
Tampa.
Tampa.
Ugh.
Typical.
Typical.
He loves the Bays, baby. He loves the Bays. Brandon, how many beers are left in that fridge for this episode? Really? Oh shit. I don't know if not that one. Oh wait.
Fontaine
does
is an
like sour.
Oktoberfest?
Wait, is that the? Is there something lighter than
I think
that
we should
one?
finish with that
Yeah.
because that's real
Did you try it?
pungent. Yeah.
Oh boy. That's a big boy. Well, how far are we into the episode here? We gotta be close, right?
23 minutes.
No, we'll drink another beer. That was break time. We're almost there.
Oh, no breaks.
No breaks on this episode. We're going straight through. We're not going to stop. We got to keep on talking the entire time while other things are happening. Clark, sing us a song.
It's time for Oktoberfest beers. Here we are in the basement making waffles every day. That's a lie because we're drinking beer.
Yeah, this is a good one.
The song was good, right? Is that
That's right. That's right. Yeah. That was a good one. I don't know about. I've never had this. I've never had the beer that Brandon just brought out.
We're doing a little Yingling Oktoberfest.
What about
Hey.
Oktoberfest waffles? Huh? Let's give that a try.
we could do
sometime.
that.
You know what I mean?
You do pumpkin waffles?
I mean, there might be a pumpkin surprise in my Halloween. I'm just throwing that out there.
What does that mean?
Shut up, Clark is what it means. Can't wait to make a beer called Shut Up Clark. I think I'm gonna make. I have a lager called Shut Up Jeff, is what I say to my neighbor all the time. I think I'm gonna start naming beers after you guys and call it. Not you, Joe. You're out of this one. Don't worry. No, I'm still talking. Like Shut Up Dan, Shut Up Clark, never Shut Up Brandon. I'm gonna be like, okay, Brandon. Or not, you know what? That sounds too close to Let's Go.
Oh, I was about to say.
Never mind. Brandon, I'm not naming a beer after you.
Period. Sorry. We have some.
Yeah, I'll take some more since I didn't know we were doing heavy before. Brandon, what are we drinking?
We are drinking Yingling's Oktoberfest. Seasonal beer, classic Marzen style. Brewed out of Pottsville, Pennsylvania. That's the only descriptors on the bottle.
Oh, okay.
Trying to see if it does say. It does not say ABV on here.
5.4.
Thank you,
Okay.
Clark.
So that's more in line with the traditional styles of.
Yeah, the ABVs, which the last two, and anybody listened to the last episode, and also for you, Joe, normally the Oktoberfest that we've had has been anywhere between, 5 and 5.5, right? That seems to be, like, the average, Oktoberfest ABV. So going to 6 and then 7.7 is crazy. I'm sorry, I missed it. What's the ABV on this one? 5? It's also
5.4, he said.
5.4. So we're in the wheelhouse. Now, Joe, you've had regular Yingling before, correct?
I have. Yeah. I'm the
beer.
kind of guy that makes it a point to stop at the Hess, and grab a 24-pack and bring it back. And
Absolutely.
Yeah, exactly.
Brandon just brought some back, and
I did.
I still got a couple cans left. I kept it in my garage beer fridge because I knew if I left it in the basement, those would be beers that I'm like, well, I'll just have a beer, and then I'll drink what I have left over, and I'll drink them all in one sitting. I don't want to do that. Joe, this is your third Oktoberfest beer of the season. What do you think? Did you take a sip yet?
I haven't taken a sip.
Okay. We don't have to start with you. You know what? I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go over the back to Clark. Clark, this is your probably third Oktoberfest beer of the season, right?
At
Fourth,
least.
fifth?
Fourth, fifth, sixth. Two tree.
Words.
This is probably hard coming off Adam Smasher because I was so hefty. So I think my brain's telling me that I don't like it as much as I probably do, because I'm going, it's real light, real. I mean, there's not a whole lot to it, but that's sort of what Oktoberfest beers are. But there is some weird taste in the middle there that I can't quite put my mind on.
Me personally, it is nice and light. There's a little toastiness to it. The weird thing I'm getting in the middle, there's like a sweetness that comes off almost as like a vanilla marshmallow thing.
Yeah, vanilla, maraschino, cherry, almond thing.
There's something in there that's like a pastry type sweetness in there.
Interesting.
Joe, now that you've had a sip.
My initial thought it was completely opposite, but maybe in the same realm. I got bowled over by cocoa, right away.
Wow. So far, we're all, the three of us out of 5 have tasted baking ingredients in this after going from the Adam Smasher. So that's crazy. Daniel? Danny?
So I do want to say,
Hip Hops.
so they're in Pottsville, Pennsylvania is the original location. I've been to the Florida location, which is down the street from my undergrad, University of South Florida, which is actually playing the Gators this weekend.
Doesn't count. Doesn't count.
You major.
And
don't care.
Political science.
Majored in being a jerk. And you just graduated like a year ago, right?
Right.
Because you're...
He's 19.
Oh, no, he's 20 now. His birthday was...
That's why Dan's our staff attorney.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I better be nice to him. Sorry.
If anything bad happens, we just blame it on Dan, and he's got to take care of it.
I like it. I've had this beer. I had it on draft at the brewery years ago, and I liked it then. I do like it now, but I agree with what Clark was saying, where it's such a step down, like a downshift from the last one, where I can't tell if I'm this is aqueous, or if I'm this is
Because
just
of
a
what
lot
we
less
said.
flavorful than we had.
Yeah. Brandon, what's your hot take on this one, baby?
I'm kind of in the same. I actually really like it, and I do like that it was a lot lighter. It seems a lot more approachable, where I could have more than one of these.
Yeah.
And I'm getting that kind of Baker sweet middleness that's coming through. At first, I was kind of attributing it to it was coming off more lager, in the middle. But as you guys were kind of giving your descriptions, I was kind of feeling a little bit more than just like, just some like general sweetness. Like, and then he said maraschino cherry, and I was like, now I can't get that out of my head. I don't know if it's necessarily that. But even I like it.
Jump in. I looked in to see what hops they use, and they use 2. One of them's called Tetnang.
Yeah, Tetnang. Yep.
And this website has a lovely flavor key, and one of the flavor keys is cream caramel, and it's a picture of a cupcake.
Oh, I can see that.
So,
what's the other hop that they use? Just out of curiosity.
Yeah.
Shit, I didn't look that up. I saw the one descriptor, and I was like, that's why we're tasting bakeries things.
Outor.
Oh, okay.
So this is having more sips of it. I kind of lost some of that bakery marshmallow, whatever I was tasting. There is still something in the middle that I can't really figure out what it is.
It's like malt syrup or something. That's the way I would describe it. I don't know.
That's actually that actually is quite fitting.
It's not far off.
Yeah. The the aftertaste is though for me in my mouth is like iced tea. I'm getting an iced tea type of bitterness.
You were getting that on the last episode a lot, weren't you?
I'm at least one of two of them.
Did say something about iced tea.
Yeah, I was talking about the wrapper on the last episode because SVU, great Law and Order. Nope, okay, we're not going with that one. Anyways, if we're going to give this some pretzels, Joe, we're gonna go with you first again.
3.6, my lowest rated beer so far, but I actually really enjoy it. Like I could drink 6 of these.
Yeah,
I could.
Yeah, I can see that. Brandon,
we can.
Oh shit, we'll have more. I do want to have this beer separate from sitting around.
Oh, agreed.
With a clean palate for sure.
Yeah.
I'm in the same like wheelhouse. 3.75 between 3.5, 3.75.
All right.
I enjoy it.
Dan,
3.5 on this.
3.5. All right. And Clark, all the way in the back.
3.45.
3.45.
Numbers.
You know what? I'm gonna agree with you, Clark. 3.45.
Yeah.
I like that.
I win.
Yeah, because they're in order. That's numerical.
345 is not acceptable.
I think for a commercially produced beer that is probably half the price for twice the quantity of the other 2 that we've tried.
True.
It's a winner.
Yeah.
It's impressive.
One that I should have fucking brought over and I didn't. Sorry, man. I dropped the F-bomb real hard on that one. Was Sam Adams Oktoberfest because I have some of those in the beer fridge in the garage, and I feel like that would be a good one to have, especially since we had Yingling. So
if we're talking about the mass produced.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like that would have been a good one to have because it's a
Way
good
to go,
one.
Tony.
That's my go-to. That's my go-to Oktoberfest when Oktoberfest
Another
beers.
episode, Tony.
That's what I do.
Go
and speaking
to
of
your
ruining,
house and get the beer.
we'll be right back.
And we're back.
That's fine. That sounds fine. Can anybody hear the clicking?
Yeah, it's kind of coming.
Oh, fuck.
Very likely though.
Well, now we gotta restart.
It was all on through the whole. Last
Yeah,
episode.
let's start over from the beginning. We are back. We took a little break. Brandon provided some pretzel bites, some homemade beer cheese, and what did you make that? How'd you make that beer cheese? What beer
Used
cheese?
2 cups of not even mild cheddar and
2
Swiss
cups of
cheese.
sugar.
2 cups of sugar. Yeah, so it's 2 cups of cheddar cheese, a cup of Swiss, and the Midwest Coast Oktoberfest, along with some milk and some spices. Yeah.
Don't give it away.
Nice.
It was very good. You
wonderful.
also had a truffle mustard and a Maui onion
Yeah,
mustard.
shout out to Eastern Standard Provisions. Their pretzels are top notch, and you can not only like the bites, you can get like full pretzels and like So
It was really good.
I wish I had like a referral code because I would give that out to all. Be like, everyone buy these pretzels.
The bites are nice though because you can't keep track of how many you've eaten. Where like if you go for the big pretzel, you're like, this is my third. Like you feel bad about yourself. But with the bites, you can have like 13.
Yeah, like the big ones. Once I get to the 10th, I'm like, what am I doing with my life? Like,
It was very good, thank you.
That was wonderful.
And Clark had mentioned that maybe that would be a good idea during shows that when we take a break, we should actually take a break and maybe eat something because we try and knock out. Even though no matter how many people we have on an episode, when I know the episode, I'm like, Jesus, how many beers did we drink? And we didn't really drink that many beers, but it definitely feels like it. You know what I mean? Dan, looking at you.
Yeah.
Okay, Joe, how are you feeling right now?
Feeling good.
Excellent.
Feeling good. Ready for this next one.
Yeah. Clark, you brought this one. Why don't you lead us into it?
This is Temperance's take on Oktoberfest. Temperance, we all know in Evanston. Feel like we haven't had Temperance on in a while.
We haven't. I mean, Clark,
it's been a hot minute.
what's your favorite beer from?
Gatecrasher, 5 stars.
5 stars. Five pretzels.
Totally.
What's the that was the only description of it, or is there more?
The
Sorry.
description of it, if you will. Here it comes.
Ready?
Crisp and refreshing with a pronounced and slightly sweet malt backbone, this Marzen-style Oktoberfest pairs well with crisp autumn days and harvest celebrations. I feel like everyone's said that mostly about what we drank tonight.
What's the ABV?
5.7.
There we go. Everybody get a chance to take a sip of this yet?
Yeah, what I'm enjoying, it's a lot lighter in body. I feel than almost all of them. Even that being at 5.7%, what was the last one we had? Maybe a 5.4.
Yeah.
But even then, it feels lighter. And I'm not saying it's true to the style, but I'm liking this one a lot.
Joe, how you feeling about this one?
I-
As it's your fourth
Of the
Oktoberfest
season, and it
beer of the
might
season.
be my favorite.
Oh, there it is, Temperance. That's good. I mean, we still, there's still some left, but yeah.
One.
Subtle little citrusy note in the
Yes.
aroma, but really nice and creamy, like smooth finish. Almost like a vanilla-y,
yeah.
vanilla cream on the finish. Like,
That's me making the noise. I thought you were looking. Clark, sorry, it's my chair. Sorry, Joe, continue. I had to point out some noise for this episode, apparently, and that was it.
well balanced, delightful. I mean, this is an easy win for me.
Absolutely. When you said creamy, like my mind kind of went to like cream soda, actually. Like the little bit of sweetness, that like vanilla sweetness, and the carbonation kind of. It's not like carbonated like soda, obviously, but a cream soda, you kind of. I like it. That's good.
Yeah, I was gonna say it kind of reminds me of a cream ale.
Hey.
Yes.
So a little too sweet for me.
Oh, we know you.
But I
You're
don't-
sensitive to sweet.
No, but it's funny because I saw the color of it. I saw the color of it and everything, and I was like, oh yeah, this is gonna be like super easy. And then when I took a sip, like the sweetness kind of caught me off guard from like looking at it.
Sure. Yeah, it is. It is sweet. There's a bit
But
of
I don't.
sweetness to it.
I mean, maybe it's my palate, but I don't feel like it's overly sweet.
No.
I don't either.
It's super approachable, super enjoyable. I'm getting the cream ale, the creaminess stuff, and then I envision like what I would want, like anything else that I have like pumpkin cream, like like a coffee with pumpkin cream or like whatever.
Pumpkin. Oh,
Yeah. Or not, but that's what I'm getting is like I'm thinking it's just missing pumpkin, and it would be like a delicious pumpkin cream beer. Like if they did a pumpkin version of this Oktoberfest, that would be.
Now you're onto something.
Tasty.
We could always spice it up ourselves. Sometime.
No, what I like
I'm
about
gonna go
this,
get some pumpkin and we'll grind it up.
Clark, I was about to ask you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, what I like about this is all the features of an Oktoberfest. It kind of gets right up to before being too much.
Yeah.
Like it's malty, but it's not too malty, and it's a tiny bit of bitterness and hops in there, but not too much. Creamy, yeah, but it doesn't go overboard. Same with the maltiness. Like it kind of gets to that line, but doesn't overdo it.
Can I say that just watching Clark kind of tell his description looked like he was reading a script? Like the way your eyes were just focused on the computer and like going back and forth. I'm like, is he reading this? Did he write this out?
Look at people. Nod, smile, wink
Then
at
say
Dan.
We're not on camera, Clark.
About Tony says something about Tony. Oh, I shouldn't say that. Sorry.
Thank you. We'll go to you first, Clark. How many pretzels since you drink this out of a boot every year?
Well, I didn't drink out of a boot, but I think I was just telling you during the break that I have a huge stein. That's probably 64 ounce.
Probably.
40, it's a huge stein. And a couple weeks ago when I bought this, I dumped 2 of these 16 ounces in there and drank it.
So that'd be 32 ounces then. A 32 ounce stein.
Yeah. That wasn't in the script I was reading.
That was just math.
So 32 ounce stein, and I drank it, and then I poured another one in later, and another 16 ounces. And Tony, what do we get?
64, baby!
Math.
Well, how many pretzels would you give it?
Today, 4.
4. Nice.
Oh, wait, hold on. We're doing it out of 4.
No, doing it out of 5. We're out of 5.
We're back to 5. Okay.
Yeah, we're still on 5.
Yeah, 4.
4. Are you dipping it in anything?
No, because it's perfect the way it is. Very balanced.
All right, good. Joe, how are you feeling about this one?
I'm feeling like a 4 on this as well.
Ooh, yeah.
It's really, really good. But I'm like, is it not the most traditional of Oktoberfests? So I'm like, could I give it a 4 1/4?
Of course,
just because it's my favorite.
Yeah.
But like when I explore the other 3 that we've had, they all have similarities, and I feel like this one is the outlier, right? So like, is it fair of me to rate it above the other ones that are maybe staying more true to form?
It all for us comes down to our own personal preferences. Because there's one.
It's what you like.
Yeah, exactly. Because honestly, here goes Tony's rant. Ready? And begin. Just drink what you like. Really, that's what it comes down to. If you like a certain style more than other styles, and if, or a certain beer that is, supposed to be in this style, you like it more than others, then albeit, drink that up. We were talking about pumpkin beers, and you like pumpkin that's your go-to.
It's my go-to.
Yeah. Dan hates pumpkin because he's a fascist, and that's all we can really attribute to that. If you don't like it, that's what you are. Dan's not a fascist, you guys. That's probably the most harsh thing I could have ever said about Dan. But it's true. Like, yeah, if that's the one that you like the most, fuck it. That is the one you rate the highest if you want to.
Yeah, if I was after, doing this episode, if I was going to have an Oktoberfest party at my house, I'd probably get 2. And it would be the Yingling and this one.
Nice.
Okay.
Yeah.
So far.
Oh, there's more.
There's one more.
But wait.
You're
I
probably
don't
not
think he's going to be.
Yeah, you're not going to choose that one.
I mean, he might, but...
Is there 2 more? Are there 2 more, Dan? Oh, there is 2 more.
Wait, what's the other one?
What's the other one? There's a phase 3 one. There's a phase 3. No, it's a temperance. He said temperance. That's the one we just drank. There's only one more left.
Oh, boy.
I was right about the fascist remark. Brandon, how many pretzels would you give this beer?
I'm going 4 on this one as well.
All right, I like it. Dan, my friend.
I'm going to go 3.25. And I feel like, I think I said this about one of the ones in the last episode, but it's almost like a balance between like a fest beer and a Märzen. But it's missing, like, my favorite thing about Oktoberfest and Märzens in general is that, like, roasty maltiness. I feel like it's missing that.
Sure.
And so that's why I'm knocking that one.
Clark does not sound impressed.
Okay, whatever you say there.
Just so you know, you guys are sharing a bed at Great American Beer Festival.
Yeah, I know. Can't wait. I would give this probably about 3.5 pretzels. I do like it. It's to me. It's not in my wheelhouse for an Oktoberfest. What I'm looking for in an Oktoberfest, but I drink a couple of them. That's for sure. I do like it.
I sure did.
Well,
We know
64 ounce.
64 ounces.
Yeah, well, and I think for me, I wasn't looking necessarily at like the style of the beer. I mean, it's important, but like drinking it, it's an Oktoberfest, and I enjoyed it. And I think you have to kind of remove like, okay, it is an Oktoberfest. It's Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
I like that.
It's Oktoberfest-esque. It's got all of like the base characteristics, but it's got a little bit more, and I think that was enjoyable for me. So
Yeah, that's gonna be
Well
it.
put. Well put.
Sorry. Dan and I were talking. I was not listening to it all, Brandon. Dan was distracting me, and I apologize.
great.
Yeah, I do like Oktoberfest. We're gonna figure a way to use that. I agree with what you're saying in the sense that if you were to remove like the whole Oktoberfest part of it, is it a beer that you're gonna drink and enjoy? Sure. Me personally, maybe. I don't know. I don't dislike it. I don't love it. It's not my favorite.
Once a year for me, baby.
I would have Waddle every day. That's a throwback to the last Oktoberfest episode where we had Off Colors Waddle, which was probably my favorite.
That was a great beer.
That was a great beer. We have one more beer that we sought out, and thank you, Clark, for finding it.
You are welcome.
Is this the first time we've had a beer from this brewery on this show?
No, I feel like we've talked about this before.
We've talked about them. I don't know if we've ever had their beer.
Good question. You got to look up in the database. We need to start a database.
Yes, you do, Dan. Dan needs to start a database. Well, Clark's already got his job. You got to write the database. You're a lawyer.
You got to listen to every single episode and write down which brewery in Excel. I mean, we need a spreadsheet so we can sort it and change it.
I was asked about that today at my job. Like, how
which
good
one Dan brought, so we can see which beers were the worst.
They asked me how good I was at Excel, and I go, I know how to use it. Clark, what are we about to drink?
Roll out the barrel, the bourbon barrel, that is. We're taking the classic German-style Marzen and kicking it up a notch by adding the smooth, rich flavors that only 9 months in a bourbon barrel. Bye.
Oh, God. Well, there goes my beer.
Oh, no. Pause.
Sorry.
Clark, you brought another, right?
I should have.
Oh, we're all good.
Do a little taster.
Look it up quickly.
I'll pour a little bit.
Right? Sorry, Joe. Like, Tom right.
Joe, thanks for coming. Clark's just sitting there like he does. Well, I'll just get around Joe.
I'm just sitting here and saying how I feel bad. I'm like, I don't even know what to do. Somebody spilled a beer by me.
Grab a taster when you're done, Brandon. Well, I'll just put a little bit in there for you.
Yeah.
That last little bit you poured in the Clark's we should have held on to.
Trip. I'm thinking it's not the first beer spilled on this bar.
Not in the bar, no. During an episode?
That's
Might be one of the first beers spilled. I've dribbled. I spilled some on myself. I've dribbled.
Here's the problem: is that so the microphone input's on the other side now, so I'm not, or the headphone input's on the other side, so I'm not used to.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, as long as it didn't get on the new computer.
Yeah.
Which is funny. You want to grab a taster, man? We'll pour a little bit in there for you. Well, I'll pour a little bit. Pour a little bit out for our homie Brandon. R.I.P. Take the most from Fascist Dan. Damn, I'm funny. Dan, that won't carry. Don't worry, man. I'm never gonna call you a fascist again.
Is that the new character on the show?
It's Fascist Dan.
Do I have to have like
you were walking down
a
the street and Fascist Dan came up.
If you were walking down the street and Fascist Dan showed up, what would you do?
Screw up, Fascist Dan.
Don't worry, Dan. None of this is making that part won't make it. The other times that I called you a fascist will probably be in the episode. Sorry, that won't be the opener. I won't use that. Clark, what are we drinking?
We're drinking Ultimate Oktoberfest by Founders Brewing Company. They age this in bourbon barrels.
Is that it?
Well, okay, I'll say it again before our little mishap. Roll out the barrel, the bourbon barrel, that is. We're taking the classic German-style Marzen and kicking it up a notch by adding the smooth, rich flavors that only 9 months in a bourbon barrel can provide.
ABV?
10%.
There we go.
So this goes back to we literally had just recorded our previous Oktoberfest episode, and Phase 3 released a barrel-aged Oktoberfest, and we had said, man, if we can get a barrel-aged Oktoberfest. So Clark, thanks for coming through on that.
Yeah, thanks for going up to
The old
Michigan.
Michigan trip.
And only bringing one.
Oh, you had to go to Michigan for this one, huh?
Yeah.
Nice.
Did your
He
dad?
goes to Michigan all the time.
Did your dad find it?
Yeah, but I made it sound like very important that I made a trip to go up there just for
He
this.
has a house up there.
Do you?
I mean, you know.
You got it, not your dad, right?
Daddy didn't go get it for me. It was just me.
Good. So you didn't have to ask him. That's good. Yeah. What's everybody's? I'm gonna go with Dan on this one
It's
first.
a hot take.
Dan, what's your hot take on this one?
I'm surprised at how much barrel character came out of it for 9 months, I think you said. It smells pretty hot, and it's it's boozy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
You're right, Dan. I had one a week or so ago when I brought him back, and I was surprised too at how much barrel I was getting out of this. And it was a little too much
10%,
for just
yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
12 ounces.
Yeah, this is. Would I be like, fuck yeah? There's an Oktoberfest beer I want. It's this. It would not be this. But with that being said, I do like it. It's a good barrel aged beer. I don't know if I get a lot of the Oktoberfest stuff that we've been getting from all the other beers, but
No, it's very
good. It's a good beer.
It's missed. The barrel just overtakes.
Yeah.
I think.
Without a doubt.
But Joe, what are your thoughts on it?
It's like drinking a dram of Oktoberfest itself.
That is the perfect.
That should be the name of the beer.
perfect. And it's Ultimate Oktoberfest, and it's like. We did an Oktoberfest. We threw it in a barrel. It's not an Oktoberfest anymore.
I think this is the first Founders beer I've had in years because of things. But
What things? What are you talking about?
you're joking.
Racism?
Racist.
He's correct.
So I went into this wanting to hate it.
And that's the thing is, I don't hate it. But I would, if somebody gave this to me any time of the year, I would not say Oktoberfest. I would say it's a barrel aged lager.
Let me ask you guys this real quick. I'll tell you what I think first. This is out of all the beers we've had on this show and the last show, this to me is the temperance beer barrel aged versus all the other ones. I feel like you were saying, I don't get the maltiness,
Right.
that character. It's just more of little malt, sweet barrel.
But that's the problem with the barrel, man. Barrel kills a lot of good stuff and then brings out a lot of other good
There's
stuff.
no problem with barrel. Barrel is always right. Yeah. Now, it does come off like a. I'll show you a little bit more. It is. There's a sweetness to it that's the sweetness reminds me of a barley wine. Not it's like a barrel aged barley wine to me. To be honest, that's what I'm tasting.
Agreed.
More of. Not an Oktoberfest beer. It's not a bad beer. Just to me, I don't see this Ultimate Oktoberfest. Sure, that'd be a fun way. That'd be a fun way to wrap up an Oktoberfest if you didn't drink a shit ton of other 64-ounce mugs of Oktoberfest beer. But again, sitting in the yard, you got a fire going. 4 of us, Dan, you're not with us, are sitting around, and we crack that open and share it that. This would be a good beer for that.
You know what?
It's a good fall beer, not an Oktoberfest.
The thing that kind of we've talked about this. So next year we want to go to Munich for Oktoberfest. what would be not hilarious, but like interesting, is to bring like barrel-aged beers like this and share it with the locals.
do you guys
and
think?
be like, what do you guys think?
They're like, it's
I mean, it'll likely be like 16-year-old kids that you're being like, hey, try this barrel-aged beer.
This wouldn't. Just to ask, this wouldn't meet the Reinheitsgebot.
Okay, no.
I didn't know if barrel counted as like an adjunct. In that
The
sense.
boot is gone. Reinheitsgebot has been booted.
yeah, from this beer.
Yeah.
It's not there. Yeah, but I don't think barrel fits in that. Clark, you kind of talked about how you felt about this beer, but
No, it's interesting. I'm getting some of that maraschino almondy oaky from that I got with the Adams Smasher?
Adam Smasher.
are you
Yeah.
drinking a Northwoods Bourbon County over there right now?
That could be.
Maybe.
He got us the old
No,
blueberry.
it's coming from the barrel. I mean,
Yeah.
it's sort of what Tony was saying about the barley wine flavor he's getting. But no, it's interesting. It's fun to try. I don't need much more of it.
Yeah, I would. It comes out next year. I'll probably grab a 4-pack
Oh, I
of
would
it
too.
just to be like, oh, good barrel aged beer.
Yeah,
Like
it's tasty.
Joe, for your final
This is it.
Oktoberfest beer, technically, for this episode. And I don't know if you're going to have any more this year after tonight, because you say you normally miss it. So
It's probably all sold out at this point, right? I mean,
might be. Well, Christmas beers are right around the corner. What would you give this in pretzels? And feel free to add Brandon's beer cheese, the truffle mustard, and the Maui onion mustard, if you want to.
325 with a dollop of beer cheese.
Hey, nice. Dan, my good friend Dan, who I really do like. He's not a fascist, you guys. He's a good guy.
Definitely not.
He's not. He's one of the nicest guys I know.
I'm gonna go with 3.
3. Any
I got
Accoutrement?
found any last words? Fuck founders.
There we go. Look it up, everybody. Clark, how many pretzels?
I'm at 3 as well.
3. Okay. No, as Joe said, accoutrement to this?
No.
That's a
No. Okay. Real long delay on that one.
I didn't think about it.
Felt like I was talking to Dan again. Brandon, what are we giving this one, buddy?
I'm going 325.
All right. Any of your dips that you brought down?
All of the dips.
Ooh, all over it.
Ooh, whoa.
If we're going...
Animal style.
I like
Yeah.
that. If we're going just random beer, I'd put there like 375. Okay. Oktoberfest wise, 2.
Oh.
Like it's not an Oktoberfest.
I get it.
Yeah,
I get it.
Yeah. I was.
Are you saying it's not the ultimate Oktoberfest?
It's not.
Okay.
Yeah. It's a good beer. It's just not. It's not an Oktoberfest beer to me. Is
feel
there?
like-
Go ahead, please.
I'm sorry.
No.
I feel like they overdo the barrel. Like even the KBS. Like
Yeah.
I feel like 15 years ago or 10 year or whatever. Like the KBS was really a solid contender. But now if you just put it next to a Goose Island and you're like, there's a clear difference here between
Absolutely.
and it's a shame. I really do. I don't know what happened with Founder. I don't know. I don't
We'll
know what's
send
going
you
on
the
here,
article,
but,
Joe.
Send me the article. I feel like I like the majority of the daily drinking beers that they put out there.
Sure.
The Solid Gold is a great mow the lawn beer. The All Day IPA used to be my favorite beer for probably a year and a half. It
Your
was
all day drinking beer.
Well, yeah, and that goes into the problem of a brewery has had a history in the past, but do you scorn them moving forward? Like they've made from what we know, they've made moves to be better. But that being said, there's still people that work there, and in my mind, if I'm going to purchase a Founder's beer, I'm doing it because if people stop purchasing that, those people are going to lose their jobs.
Yeah.
And I don't want that. And I can't say that I've purchased a Founder's beer in a long time, but but that means if there was one that I wanted, yeah,
Fair enough.
I don't want people to lose their jobs because that's worse.
For sure. I was thinking, I was like, wait, we did have a Founders beer, the Chris episode, but that was the Bell's.
Spruce.
Yeah. No.
Oh, the old-fashioned.
The old-fashioned.
Right.
Spruce. Are you even in the same show right now, man?
We did have a Bell's Spruce tip beer.
But that's not the one that I would have been.
episode.
I would have been referring to that.
No,
I'm
but
clearly
the Bell's,
talking about
Bell's
the
old-fashioned
fucking
was
old-fashioned
phenomenal,
beer,
and
man.
I still keep looking for. They better brew that again.
That was good.
Oh man! So I know we went through our rankings, but now Clark, something we haven't done in a long time.
Oh,
Good luck, buddy. You've got. Someone get a timer out real quick. I need someone with a timer.
Gotta see the cans.
I'm literally looking at a clock right here.
Yeah, but we need 60 seconds on the clock.
Oh, you want a stopwatch or you want?
Oh yeah, we need the.
Ready?
60. All right, so Clark, you have 60 seconds to run down all the beers we just drank, starting now.
We started with Land Grant, Columbus. I've been there. It's wonderful. A very nice place because they got wood on the walls. Joe went a little crazy on the first one, but that's okay because it was his first one. He's very excited. Yingling Oktoberfest coming down. Oh wait, Adam Smasher right? Adam Smasher next. Ooh, wow, that's got a lot of oak in there. Ooh, that's heavy for an Oktoberfest. Ooh, then to the Yingling. Little lower. Very light-bodied, something really weird going on in there, like maraschino cherries. And then we decided to move on and take a break, have some pretzels, yum, 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 to Dumb Princess Oktoberfest. Really good, really good. I thought it got up to the line, like a little bit of everything, but not too much of everything. And then we finished with the ultimate Oktoberfest. Talked about Founders, talked about them. We thought it was fun to try. A little too much barrel. And that's the recap of the day.
Hey, well done.
We don't all have to do that, do we?
No, Joe, you're next. No. It was something that we said we were gonna do,
been a
and
while
we
for that,
forget about it. I forget about it every week. Of like, okay, now here's Clark's time to. Clark's not always here to have him do it. So thank you, Clark, for good job.
Well, some are better than others.
That was pretty good. Does anybody have any other last things they wanted to throw out there before I talk to Joe without you guys on the microphone?
I'm ready for pumpkin beers.
Ooh, let's do it. Straight to it. Dan, any takeaways from the part 2? Since you were here for part 1.
Yeah, no, I don't think I have anything.
Clark, since this was your first Oktoberfest with us.
It was a beautiful Oktoberfest. And I'll be back sometime.
Joe.
I have not been nearly fair enough to Oktoberfest beers in my life, and I need to take a good self-evaluation here and figure out what I've been doing wrong. But going forward, I'm all about this style. It's delicious. There's a lot of complexity when there wants to be, I'm really geeked out and excited about it. But I know that I'm going to go out to my local store tomorrow, and the shelves are just going to be
hopefully
empty,
not.
Right?
Fingers crossed. There's still some out there, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I've seen some new ones coming out even recently.
Yeah, I feel like Oktoberfest, you might have a better chance than pumpkin because by the time October rolls around, most of the pumpkin is going to be gone, and maybe you'll find one or two that nobody's drinking anymore. But Joe, for anybody who might be a local listener, give us a little. I know you mentioned in the beginning, but tell people how we can find out a little bit more about Perkolator and what you guys do.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much, Tony. We're www.perkolatorcoffee.com. We started out as a little neighborhood cafe in the Portage Park neighborhood almost 10 years ago. As a matter of fact, tomorrow is going to be our 8th anniversary.
Hey!
I'm jumping the gun. I'm saying 10. 8 is the new 10.
8's pretty good, yeah.
We're getting there.
That's
right?
what all the kids say.
I feel like 8 plus a pandemic means 10, right?
Absolutely. It might be 20 at this point.
Okay, it could be 20. I think
Monkeypox.
2 pandemic years are worth a bird in the hand is worth 2 pandemic years. I don't know, something like that. But,
I have that tattooed on my back.
We are.
See, somebody laughed at my joke, guys.
You should get me here more often. You'll get. I'm
Welcome to the show, Joe.
You get that tattoo on your back in Denver.
Fuck.
Anyway, sorry, Joe. Please continue.
We're good. We went from being a little neighborhood cafe that kind of switched gears in the middle of the pandemic and became a subscription home delivery service to. Now we're like a subscription home delivery service with a little neighborhood cafe. It's kind of crazy how things have changed. We're in the middle of revamping our website to try and make the big push. There's a lot of people out there nationwide that are just mom and pop shops and garages in the middle of nowhere, Tennessee, and they had like these huge e-commerce businesses. And so we're trying to figure out how do we translate the feel of what we've got, because I feel like we've got something special. And if you've been to our shop and you've walked in those doors and you've had the service and service first and the coffee and the food, like you're a part of something. And so how do we reach out there now more than ever and make people that are working from home, alone at home for whatever reason, feel like they're a part of something when we deliver coffee to their doors? That's our new kind of push for the future.
And you guys have just recently started, within the past year, roasting your own beans, right?
And that's really been a game changer for us. We used a couple of different roaster partners over the years. We were able to, from day one, I've been in the coffee business almost 20 years now. No, over 20 years. Jeez. Hello.
It's that pandemic, man.
I've been in the coffee business for, I guess, officially 26 years now. And when we opened Perkolator, one of my main things was I knew I always wanted to grow to be a roaster retailer. It wasn't just something that I knew that I was really good at retailing. Roasting is an art and it's a science, and that's what I love about it. I'm sure brewing is a lot like that, right? Totally. You can follow the recipe and you can be a scientist, but it might miss something, or you can be like a total artist and you'll kill people, right? So there's that nexus.
Wrong art.
Okay. There's that nexus where it meets, and you're like, yes, this is the spot. And so that's what always intrigued me about coffee. So I knew when we opened Perkolator, 8 years ago, I said, eventually we want to grow, we want to roast our own, we want to do our own thing. But for right now, let's be the cafe. But I automatically, partnered with these other roasters to develop our own blends, develop our own roast profiles, and label it under the Perkolator name. Yeah. And quite honestly, that's what made us, that's what kept us alive during the pandemic, was people with that brand recognition and saying, like, not only do we want to support our neighborhood cafe, but if we can get a bag of coffee on our counter that resonates with us, because we can't go there, but we feel like, we're there, we're on your counter, we're in your home now. Normally you come to my home 8 o'clock in the morning, Monday through Friday or whatever. Now we're on your home. It's really given us the opportunity to explore, who it is that we are and what it is that we want to do. And about a year ago, we got the opportunity, because of the growth of the subscription business, to bring a roaster in-house and to start doing it ourselves. And so we've slowly weaned ourselves from our roaster partners, although we still definitely rely on their expertise and their partnership in a lot of other areas of our business. We are now 100% roasted under our own roof. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
So I want to give a shout out. And you can give that shout out, but it's closer, Joe. I know. So the subscription that I've had, there's a magazine that has been coming to me a couple of months, every couple of months, that I get that covers like comic books and all this kind of cool stuff. I don't know if you wanted to give a shout out. I enjoy that, like with the subscription, getting that and just flipping through that magazine that you guys send out.
I'm really glad that you enjoy that, and that is one of the perks. I promised myself I wouldn't, but
I wish you didn't. No, I'm just joking.
I know. I'm gonna regret
this. This is the place to do it, Joe.
Yes, I am. So Den of Geek magazine, phenomenal partnership with those guys. Funny enough, my childhood best friend, Mike Kelli, is the editor-in-chief of that magazine. He ran the website for years, and he was actually the driving force behind getting that company to go print. In a world where people are running from print, they ran headfirst into the market. And
so cool.
It's a kid I grew up with in New York, 100 years ago, and he's doing great things. Like, he'll be like, Joe, what are you doing? I'm like, I'm roasting this amazing batch of aged Sumatra. What are you doing? He's like, I'm interviewing Kevin Smith. I'm like, fuck you.
Both are equally as cool, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. But no, Mike is a great dude. He runs a tight ship over there, and I'm so glad that you enjoy getting that magazine.
So now that you said that, can you ask him if we can get Kevin Smith on an episode?
See what I can do.
Oh man, that's awesome. And Joe, I think we'll wrap it up there. But also, I think it'd be great to have you back on. Brandon and I are coffee people. Clark, you're a coffee guy, right?
Sure. Oh, in the morning, yeah, for sure.
Jesus, that was a simple
Just
question.
say yes.
Yeah, man.
Only on Sundays around 11 a.m. right before a football game, or Daddy says, "Let's go to brunch."
I didn't need all of that. Just, do you like coffee?
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Nice. Dan, you're a coffee guy.
Yeah, I may do a Chemex pour over every morning.
Wow.
Okay, great.
That's
That's
good. Chemex pour over is my Sunday treat. Like, I don't have the.
I don't even know what the fuck you guys are talking about. I just make coffee in the morning. Portage Ground roast. The Portage Park roast, though.
Portage Park
That's
roast,
my
yeah.
favorite one. That is my favorite brew from you guys, man.
Thank
I really
you so
like
much.
It was funny coming home today. I was like, oh look, there's a bag waiting for me. How nice. What are the odds? But if you're interested, we'd like to have you come back another time. And also, we have to do a coffee beer episode with you. Like, that'd be stupid not to do that.
We should, and if there's anyone I can count on, I know it's you guys to break the idea that the only coffee beers that are out there are stouts, right? Because there's so many more to coffee beer than just stouts. I wish brewers knew that too.
Handful of them do.
Handful of them do.
But yeah, there's a lot of fun you can have with coffee and beers. One of the coolest ones I had was a coffee IPA that I didn't think I was gonna like. That sounds disgusting, and it was really, really good.
I could see that working. Espresso tonic is a really popular drink on the coasts, not on the third coast, but it's got that. If I'm thinking like that IPA, right, it's got that citrusiness of
absolutely.
So that could work.
Well, we're gonna have to do that. That'd be awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Joe, man.
Thanks
Appreciate
so much
it.
for having me.
Yeah,
Yes.
we're looking forward to bringing you back. And Dan, I'm sorry I called you a fascist, man. That's not cool.
You can keep apologizing.
No, this is it. This is that's the last time. I might bring it up on another episode. Clark?
Yeah.
Hey, man, it's good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, you too.
I look forward to seeing you again.
Yeah.
You don't have to just give simple answers for
You
that.
got it.
Okay. Brandon, love you, buddy.
Love you too, bud.
We'll see you guys for Oktoberfest Part 3.
This has been The Malting Hour. Be sure to follow us on all social media by searching The Malting Hour and at themaltinghour.com. You can also follow us individually on social media. Brandon can be found on Instagram as BMDub81, on Twitter, BDub81, and on Untapped as BDubDrinksBeer. Tony can be found on Instagram and Untapped under Ace of Help Chicago, on Twitter, The Ace of Help Chicago. Clark can be found as Clarkowski on all three. Dan can be found on Instagram as hip__hops and hip hops on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe, like, and rate the show on your preferred podcast listening platform. Until next time, cheers from all of us at The Malting Hour.